Maybe it wasn't the nightmares this time. Maybe it's something different.
No, that's impossible. That's it can't be. I I I I just want it to stop, Nathan. Please, I just want it to stop.
I know, David. I know. I
I
know.
don't want to go back.
I know. I know. It's okay. It's okay. I
Please
got you.
don't make sure they don't go back. I don't want to go back again.
It's okay. I won't let you go back. It's okay. I got you.
He will lean towards you and he'll just wrap his arms around you very tightly, like shivering and scared, like a little puppy dog, like a frightened puppy dog.
It's okay, David. It's okay. Nathan will hug him back.
Pip will like kneel down next to him and say, "Is there anything that we can do? Um, should we get him some water or tea or maybe some herbal tea or something to calm his nerves? Oh, I don't know. Uh,
How does chamomile tea sound, David? You used to like that, right?
I do like tea. It's very calming.
Could you grab
I'll
us?
get some tea.
Thank you, Pip.
Yes, I will get some tea." Stan will waddle over towards David and uh, he will, reach into the bag and pull out a piece of cake. The cake isn't sliced, so it's sort of like he just grabbed a
A
handful of cake
chunk.
because it wasn't sliced, a chunk, and then he like offers it to David. And David sees it, but he shakes his head. I'm, I'm not hungry. I lost my appetite. And
Thank you, Stan.
Stan like slowly pulls the cake back, and then he slowly puts it into the bag.
Thanks anyway, Stan. It's very kind of you.
Now that it seems like things have calmed down, the rest of the food court starts to, go back to their business. And Pip will come with the tea, and David will again. He'll be shaking less, but the PTSD definitely seems to be affecting him quite a bit.
I think there is someone that could help you with that if you wanted to stop or at least listen.
Who? David
Well,
asks.
it seems that for some reason electronics have to do with this. So maybe someone we are going to meet could create a device that stop those communications from reaching you.
That actually sounds like a great idea, Pip says. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I do too. But why do you think he could help, Gimmick?
Well, I did an investigation and he's really good at doing electronic stuff.
So it's a signal. It's not anything to do with. It's not anything to do with what's inside David's head. It's something that's being transmitted to him. These voices.
Not to him.
Signal? Why would David be able to pick up a signal like that?
Oh, yeah, that's a really interesting question.
That's a long story and not something I think you guys need to know. Just know
Okay.
that it's not something that we need to bring up.
Yeah, understandable. So, uh, yeah, I think we should ask him. Maybe there is something he could do.
Yeah.
Pip will look at her Omnitool, the clock on her Omnitool, and she says, "I think it is about time for our appointment. So, or maybe we should do that, and hopefully by then David will be a lot better, feel a lot better."
Why don't you come with us, David? We'll bring you to meet this person, and if they can help you, all the better.
David will nod. "I very much don't want to be alone."
It's okay. I won't be going anywhere.
He will take a hold of your. He will take a hold of your wrist. He will take a hold of your wrist, and he's not letting go of that wrist, if he can help it. He's still shaking though.
David won't. Nathan won't stop David from holding his wrist or his hand or anything else. All right, it's time to get going. Sorry about the commotion, folks. It's nothing serious. Don't worry. I have it dealt with. David and I have history. We went to school together. Don't worry. It's nothing that's to be worried about.
Several people are going to take it. Some of you may notice, several people are going to start, taking some, some pictures of Nathan and David holding wrists. That might end up in Instagram soon. So
Nathan doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
So he doesn't seem to care about him being taken pictures of. He's like, he doesn't like the idea though of David being, on camera. So he quickly moves to stop that.
All right. Okay. People will start putting their phones away. But of course, there'll still gonna be some people who are like, pretending to take a selfie, pretending,
Yeah,
Oh, they are.
Nathan knows it all too well. He's just trying to make sure that David doesn't end up on the camera. It doesn't matter to him if he's on camera. So.
All right. So you guys are going to head to your appointment with Salo. So, Salo, thank you for being patient, Quintin. Are you still there?
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So as we said, his Omnitool business is pretty much the Apple of this galaxy. And you are actually going to go to one of his stores or shops, whatever you want to call it, Omnitool shop. Knowing what the aesthetics of the Apple store in real life is, can you give us what you envision based on your brand, Quintin? What is Salo's Omnitool stores like?
Yeah, they're very minimalistic, very, very bare bones. So kind of walls that are of this light, gentle, glowing blue. They're just blank walls that are just a glowing blue, and very plain, round edged stands and counters and things. And it's all very minimalistic, and it really showcases the different products that are there. Those are the only things in the store that pop. All of the workers are dressed very, very plainly in just kind of a plain monotone uniform.
Okay. You will enter into the shop at this mega mall. And it's one of those shops that actually spans 2 stories. So the bottom story is where the main the customer service. Well, it's that floor is where the main area is for the shoppers. There's all these display cases with rotating displays on them. There's all these videos on the walls that are showing, the latest features of the new OmniBlue. And all of these very happy customers, saying things like, when I started using Salo's OmniBlue, it completely changed my life. and thanks to my OmniBlue, my sex life with my wife was 10 times better. And things like
Okay, Salo, what exactly are you selling here? Is this a marital aid or an Omnitool?
Yeah, Salo doesn't necessarily agree with all of the decisions that are made on the marketing side of things, but that's why there's a board of directors, because Salo's not good at marketing, and so probably wouldn't be as good on the business end.
Wait.
Does Shepard say this is my favorite store?
Oh yeah, there definitely is a little clip of saying, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store in Thessia.
Yeah.
This is my favorite Omnitool in the galaxy. He's holding up one of them.
My favorite Omnitool in the galaxy. There was probably a Shepard series, maybe, that was supposedly a replica of the Omnitool that Commander Shepard himself used during the Reaper Wars. It's a classic, or something along those lines. That sold very well, like hotcakes. So, I think that by now there's been a new release of it, and it's become really popular. So, there might be a few customers who are talking to one of the the store people, whatever you call them, who's showing them a demoing the features of the Shepherd series, your appointment, however, is on the second floor. That's where the customer service office is, and it's also where there's meeting rooms in there as well, conference rooms up there too. And Salo sometimes goes there to talk with his board, for example, talk with other business people and all that good stuff. So there will be an Asari that will greet you when you reach the second floor, and she will, when you introduce yourself, she'll say, "Oh yes, Mr. Vera is expecting you. Please follow me," the Asari says as she will escort you to a beautiful, sleek-looking conference room with glass tables and again, minimalistic but very sophisticated, though aesthetically pleasing, because Meridi probably helped with some of the interior design. Very curvy furniture. And Salo isn't there yet, but she will ask if you guys would like some refreshments, maybe like some coffee, tea, water. We also have a few assortments of alcoholic beverages too, if you would prefer some wine.
Can I get some tea in an ashtray, please?
I'm sorry, but no smoking is allowed in the premises.
Doesn't hurt to ask. I'll stick with the tea, though.
Of course, I'll get some tea, and everybody can place their orders. And she will come back with a tray. And eventually, the doors will open, and describe what Salo looks like at this moment, Quintin.
So yeah, he's wearing a very as I guess if you can think of a suit in human terms, the equivalent for a Quarian exo suit, very business Quarian. So it's very professional, not super flashy, none of the normal kind of flair that a lot of Quarian uniforms have. It's very, very straight to the point and professional.
Right behind you, following Salo, is going to be this broad-shouldered Quarian. Salo, can you also describe your broad-shouldered Quarian companion behind you? Yeah,
so he's probably about 2 feet taller than a Quarians normally are. Very, very, very big. Also wearing a very professional Quarian sort of suit, less flashy. Gives off very butler vibes, or professional personal assistant sort of deal. And he does have a little, at the moment, has a little name tag on that says Broto.
Broto. Okay. There will be a comfy chair that Salo will probably sit in.
Yeah.
But I guess when you enter, what happens, Salo?
So I'll see the group and say, yes, I am very sorry to keep you waiting. I've been very busy lately, lots to do with the new Omni Blue in the works. I apologize. Could you remind me again what this meeting is about?
So, Mr.
Pip is... Pip is like... She's fangirling right now.
So, Mr. Vera, I'm just gonna call you Salo from now on.
Oh, yes, please.
Salo, my name is Nathan Callahan. You've probably heard of me. These are my companions. This is David Archer, Vito Pix, Pip, Hogobble Pip, I think is her full name. Am I getting that
You can
right?
just call me Pip. Actually, you can call me
Pip,
anything you
and-
want. You can call me anytime you want.
Oh,
The man is married, Pip. We've already met his wife, actually. Actually, yes,
Oh.
we met Meridi on Tachanka a few weeks ago. Lovely lady.
Yes.
Speaking of which, actually, I have something for you, Salo, but that can wait for a second. And this is Stan. He's a friend of mine. And Gimmick, of course, our VI.
Stan will approach when his name is called. He'll actually start approaching Salo, but as he's approaching Salo, the Broto, the very tall, broad-chested Quarian, actually will slide in front of Stan and fold his arms, very like bodyguard-like. And Stan doesn't even faze Stan. He's gonna notice it, but so he's gonna try to walk around him. And the Quarian, who's not really like used to people just ignoring him like that, like, you know, tries to position himself again. And again, like, Stan again doesn't seem to understand the concept of bodyguard, so he just keeps trying to shifting around to get towards Salo.
Stan. Come on now. Be
Hey.
polite.
Stan was saying click 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 click, and he takes out his hand, and he had like the chunk of cake in his hand, and he was motioning towards Salo. Click 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 click.
Oh, he's Quarian. He can't eat that anyway.
Click click.
Yeah, DNA thing.
Click click click.
I know, it
I
sucks.
know.
Nice of you, though. It's nice of you, though.
He'll just shrug because this is the second time that his cake has been rejected. So he starts eating the cake, and there's crumbs starts flying around this pristine office.
Well. Yes, that's everybody. We are here about Trebia. Getting to and from Trebia.
One of the crumbs, by the way, like gets onto Broto's suit. Broto notices it, then takes like a little finger and just flicks it off, and then gets back into his position with his arms folded again.
And yeah, Salo will say, "Oh yes, I thought that was tomorrow. Never mind. Broto, if you will." And I'll just like point in a direction on the wall, and he'll go over and like slide a part of the wall aside and push some buttons, and then like you don't see anything, but like this field comes into place that basically like soundproofs the room, like is like just giving us some extra privacy.
Very, Black Ops, I'd say, would be the best word to describe it.
Yeah. And Quintin can correct me, but I'm envisioning in this office room, in my office, a lot of our walls are dry erase walls, but in this office, all of the walls are very. If anyone's seen Minority Report,
Yeah.
like it's very Minority Report like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely lots of screens that can move around and stuff. So, I guess we should start with how much do you know?
Well, we know what's on the news. We know what our good friend, a mutual associate, has been telling us, Miss Lazine. But other than that, we know basically nothing. So please feel free to inform us. However, do know that I am not the most scientifically educated individual, so it might go over my head. But hopefully, the rest of my crew can get something.
I'll understand what you're saying, Pip says.
Perfect. So as you know, the sun supernova cutting off the entire Terbia system, and also leaving the Volus homeworldy runes stranded. We have been working on some ways to remedy this issue. Been thinking about different things. establishing communication has been important. And recently, I have been able to establish limited communication with Irun.
Oh. Okay.
Cool, we'll be happy to know that.
Yeah. Qualin is a Volus we have on our crew. He's not here right now, though. He's busy on the ship.
That's amazing. You actually wait. You successfully was able to contact Irun?
Yes, very. It's not reliable. It's you can only get so much from it, and of course, this is nobody else knows this, so discretion is appreciated here. You know how the media is, what they would do in a situation if they found out that Irun had communication, would slow things down quite a bit for our efforts here. But yes, we have been able to have some contact in Irun and are working towards plans on being able to transmit more than just communication.
You mean possibly getting access to the mass relay there?
Yes.
Oh, this is exciting. See, I told you all Salo would be able to figure it all out.
Yes, that is the best
Okay.
bet into dealing with the Trebia system.
What's your suggestion here? What's the plan? How do we get to and from Trebia?
Well, it's a bit of a delicate situation, one that I think would be better discussed in further detail at my estate.
You get to go to your estate? Oh, please, please, please. Can we go, please?
If it's where Salo would prefer.
There are things that I simply cannot show you here, and of course you must understand, due to the nature of it's where I have one of my laboratories, and so I will of course need you all to sign NDAs and things like that. You may see things that you cannot talk about outside.
Nathan just kind of shrugs and says, I don't use OmniBlue anyway, so it's not really a big deal to me. So
Would Salo ask Gimmick to sign?
No.
oh boy. All right, Salo, I guess we're going to have to go there now, is what I'm assuming.
Yes, the sooner the better.
All right, let me call up a rent-a-car and we can get going.
Oh, no need. We can take my stretch.
Wait, I like how you just have a stretch limo bringing you everywhere. And Nathan's like, "Oh, let's call up a rent-a-car." All right. Nathan just sort of shrugs and says, "All right, there is something we'd like to discuss with you too. It's to do with David here, but that can wait until we get to your estate too."
Perfect.
Oh, I have so many questions.
Maybe we can talk on the way, and we'll go down to the car. Broto will drive.
Broto will drive, and everyone roll everyone who's not Salo, feel free to roll a perception. Roll a perception, please.
15.
22.
Perception.
20.
All right. Well, you all rolled very well. So all three of you will notice near the end of this conversation, before you guys go to the stretch, that David has been staring at Broto this entire time. And he's got a very puzzled look on his face, as if he's trying to figure something out as he's staring at Broto, but he can't quite seem to figure whatever it is out.
Nathan leans down so he can get his ear close to David and says, "What's up, David? Something wrong?"
I don't like him.
It's okay. I got you. He won't go anywhere near you.
He's still... He leans towards you a little bit more as he's keeping his eyes on Broto right now.
So Salo, when I met your wife, Meridi, on Tachanka, I promised her some signatures for your daughters because apparently they're really into Biotable, and I kind of left without giving those to her. So I was wondering if I could give them to you, if that's okay.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yes, they are such huge fans. I'm not so much myself in following the sports, but I understand that they're very huge fans. It would please them to no end.
Well, I hope that they don't mind that I got them some tickets to go alongside of that to kind of make up for the fact that I forgot to give these to Meridi. But these tickets are basically you can pick any game you want to go to, and you go. There you go, and he'll hand over like 3 or 4 tickets, like one for each of them, and he was thinking about getting them Wolves jerseys, but he was like, I don't know if they follow that team, so like he got them, like general plain Biotable jerseys that are signed by him, and some like gear, I guess some like Under Armour quote unquote gear, like the sleeves and sweatbands and stuff like that, shoes, general
Oh,
kit.
they will never take these off. This is fantastic. Yes, it's one of their hobbies now. They're just getting into sports themselves and playing by the ball. I had the court built at the back of the estate. Whole thing.
Ooh, I might have to see that myself.
How old are your kids now?
6 and 7.
Oh, that's so adorable. What were their names?
Losavara and Malavara.
Losavara and Mara. I like Losa and Mara. Okay.
Mala.
Mala. Losavara and Malavara.
Cute.
Those are beautiful names.
We've got somebody else on the right here who's actually an expecting father, and he points at Vito.
In a way, I'm just, reading parenting books and hoping everything will go all right on this mission and afterwards.
When you guys are making your way towards the stretch, the female Asari who escorted you to this office will call up Salo on his Omni tool. Mr. Vera?
Yes, what is it?
Your wife's on line 3.
Oh, excellent. I'll take that. You'll excuse me for a moment, please. They'll answer.
You'll go over to one of the rooms where you normally make your private calls, secure private calls, and you'll answer and you'll hear Meridi's voice. Hey, babe.
Hello, darling.
How are things?
Going well. I'm meeting with the crew that's supposed to deal with this whole situation, this whole trivia situation.
Yes. I actually just apparently I ran into them while they were visiting Tachanka.
Yes, they mentioned that. They brought some things for the girls.
Oh, I'm sure they will love them. The girls are doing okay as far as you know?
Yes, they are doing well. They are I can't get them off the Biotable course. They won't leave it.
That's good. I'm assuming they're with the nanny at the moment?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm sorry that my business trip is lasting a little bit longer than expected, but I hope to be home by the end of the week. It'd be nice to have dinner with a nice family dinner again for once during our ridiculously busy time.
Yes, that would be wonderful, and hopefully things are going to get a lot less busy soon with things off our plates. I imagine things are going to be moving forward within the next few hours.
Well, I know you also have the big unveiling of the Omni Blue. I just want to make sure that we both keep our promise to try to slow things down a little bit. I feel like we haven't been able to see each other for very, very much lately, and I know the kids would really appreciate having both parents under the same roof, at least for an extended period of time.
Yes, in a few hours, I think things will be moving forward, and we'll have the whole family back together.
That'd be great. She pauses for a moment. How's your sister doing?
She's doing well. I think that she will be back from her trip soon.
Oh, wonderful. I'm sure she's very anxious about coming back. It would be great to see her.
Yes, that is what I'm hoping for, but I think her trip home is soon, no matter what happens. Maybe sooner than later, but it's I think things are moving along nicely either way.
Well, I'm pretty confident that everything will work out.
It is your confidence that keeps me strong.
She laughs a little bit. Oh, Salo. I miss you.
I miss you too.
Well, the next time you talk to Nilo, send her my love, and tell the girls that Mom says to make sure that they behave for you, because if I hear from their daddy that they've been taking advantage of you again, they're not gonna get the little toys that I got for them during my trip.
I'll make sure to tell them.
Okay. Well, I'll call back again before bed, alright?
Alrighty.
Later, sweetie. I love you.
I love you too, darling.
She'll hang up. Okay.
I'll come back outside and be like, sorry about that. It was the missus.
That's understandable.
Oh, that's so adorable. She says. So, Salo, I wanted to ask, Pip says, I know we're signing the whole NDA and everything, but maybe there's some areas of your estate that we could possibly take a few pictures of. I'm not going to publish them or anything. I just thought, it'd be really cool to be able to prove that we were at your estate.
I'm sure we could manage something reasonable.
Stan is just staring at Pip and looking towards Vito and then looking at Pip again as if WTF is wrong with her. I envisioned, just because for practical reasons, I envisioned that your estate actually is not on the ground. I sort of envisioned it as something that is semi-orbiting, not out where the satellites are.
Yeah, but it's like a floating hunk of rock plateau thing.
Correct. Some floating, isolated, yes. And it's actually become quite a landmark. It's a visual landmark in Thessia.
There's a waterfall that comes off of it.
Yes.
The whole thing.
I think that was Meridi's idea.
Great Disney movie.
Right. Meridi might have got a little overboard with decorating. But to be fair, she makes it very clear that the waterfall and all that other stuff, she bought that with her money. She bought that, not Salo, and she makes it very clear to let people know. So Salo isn't blamed for being extravagant. It's like, no, that's my money. I bought that with my money. So.
No, I'm the extravagant one.
I'm the extravagant one. Salo's the practical one, which is great, but So to make it clear,
They complement each other.
So okay. How else would you describe your estate?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely very it's in the again with kind of pleasing Meridi. It's definitely more in the Asari style, and just the other Asari around. I'm sure the Thessian, like, homeowners association or whatever wouldn't be super
Yes.
happy with something that's
Right.
out of style. So it's definitely in the Asari style, but it's got like Korean accents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a nice mixture of Korean and Asari architecture.
Okay.
And again, yeah, there's a Biotoball like addition now, like sticking out of the back of it, and there's like
Nice.
there's a pool, and then like the waterfall flows over like the pool, and yeah, so it's this big thing, and the stretch limo will turn into a shuttle
Yeah.
and just kind of zoop up there.
Nathan at some point will crack a window and produce a cigar. That's basically all he'll do unless someone talks to him.
Yeah, Vito's looking out the window. Vito's looking down at the city. I imagine, like, from the ride, they're probably, like, seeing a lot.
I haven't been there in a while. Wonder if they changed the universities.
They named the building after me. It's embarrassing.
The Salo Institute of Technology?
Yes, it's
Or
a little
SIT?
much.
SIT, I guess?
Sounds like you're talking to a dog, Nathan says offhandedly as he like flicks a bit of ash out the window.
So that's what I said. They didn't listen.
I'm assuming Meridi didn't name it for you?
No, that was all the board. They make all of the branding decisions because I'm really bad at it, apparently.
Mm.
It's a very
Well-
beautiful place.
Maybe
Think
it's
like-
because they didn't give you a chance yet to name something.
Tell us about your girls. What are they like?
Oh, they're very young and don't have batteries that drain at all, ever. They can be a lot to keep up with, but they're some of the two little bundles of joy in my life. I couldn't imagine.
Are they, like, personality wise, are they alike or are they different?
Oh well, they're both really into sports, but Mala is a bit more in my footsteps than Losa. A little more academic. Losa doesn't seem to have any interest in that kind of thing. I can see her being a feisty little Asari commando.
Oh, commando. Wow.
I have a question.
And I'll look over.
Do Koreans still do the pilgrimage? I read about it. It seems interesting.
Yeah. So Quintin, as I said, the Ranak has been returned to the Quarians.
Yeah.
So I will let you decide how to answer that question now that Ranak is back.
I mean, in a way, there's a traditional trip to the home world now that we have one, instead of some sort of bringing something back to the fleet. It's more of a sentimental, much less difficult or life-threatening. You bring a memento to Rannoch and bury it somewhere, so a piece of you will always be on the home world.
Freya told me a little bit about that a few years ago. She was actually in the fleet at Rannoch when they took on the Geth. She was.
So how are things in Rannoch? I'm assuming you visited there relatively recently. What is it like at Rannoch now?
I mean, there's quite a lot. I mean, we live here on Thessia for a reason. There's quite a lot of bits of rediscovering who we are and how we're going to treat the home world and political things that don't really interest me very much personally. So yeah, it's a bit political on Rannoch. Lots of jockeying for authority and positions and things that don't interest me very much.
I heard that there was a lot of pull from the leaders over in Rannoch. You have a sort of a council there too, if I remember. I don't remember, but they were sort of pulling you to open up your main base of operations there in Rannoch instead of in Thessia.
Yes, it's the Quarian pride thing. They want to have that. They said it would be. I'm not against opening a business there, of course, but my life here is on Thessia, and it would be very hard to uproot.
Especially with a pair of young kids.
Oh yes, especially with a pair of young Asari children on a world that is mostly a Quarian.
I mean, I grew up on Palaven, so that's fairly similar.
Have you brought your kids to Rannoch, Salo?
Yes. Generally,
How did that go?
Yeah, generally, I mean, the pilgrimage can really be done at any time now, and so the kids have already done theirs. We went and they buried little trinkets, so a piece of them will always be on Rannoch.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
How about your parents?
They're doing rather well. I envy the freedom of retirement.
Are they in Rannoch too then?
Oh yes, they're living very quiet lives on their little estate. All this free time of managing board meetings. They're doing this thing I hear is called relaxing. I'm curious about what that's like.
Oh, I had another question, but I feel like I've been asking all the questions. Sorry, Pip says.
But they're good questions.
Please, somebody else ask him something before I ask my next question.
Well, I have a lot of questions, but I don't think I could ask all of them yet.
Oh, I do have one. I was wondering if you were aware about, well, Rannoch officials. I know, like, archaeological crew back in the day were still trying to get authorization to, well, help unearth some Quarian artifacts on Rannoch. I was wondering if you had any idea how this whole process was going.
I mean, I know anything related to Rannoch right now is still very politically charged. I can understand. We just got our homeworld back. We kind of want to do the Quarian thing for a while, but I personally, nothing against the Rannoch government, am sensing some xenophobia there. Not necessarily a phobia, but just there's a desire to reconnect to one's root, and they don't want any other cultures interfering with that. And while I can understand it, I myself personally value diversity and think that it might do more harm than good. So they're not really allowing anyone who is not Quarian to do anything on Rannoch except visit briefly.
By Audible, the QBL, the Galactic Balbal League, wanted me to go to Rannoch actually and speak to the kids of Rannoch about, looking into Biotable as a possible way to, expand their reaches, but, not an amazing amount of biotic Quarians out there. So, it was something that I would have considered doing, but they kind of decided against it after they realized that, there wasn't an immense amount of recruitable population in a way. It's, they've got their broadcasting deal and all that sort of stuff, but,
Can I ask my question again? My last question, at least for now, is how about your sister, Nilu?
Nilu is doing well. She's currently on a bit of a what do you call it? She's put herself in a little bit of creative isolation. She's working on her new album.
Oh.
And so she said to me she wanted to get away from it all, and to just be totally isolated with her own creative stuff. And so I helped her go somewhere where she could do that in complete privacy. The media has been hounding. Nobody knows where she is, and I'm going to keep it that way.
Oh, so is she not doing movies anymore?
She wanted to branch into music, and of course, she is my sister. I support her. She wants to be the whole package. You know, actor, musician.
Oh, triple threat.
Mhm.
Wait. Actor? I actually had no idea you two were related. I love her movies.
Yes, she is quite talented. She had a bit of a rough start, little confusion with the genre of film, but she's picked up quite a lot. I'm very proud of my sister.
Freya used to tell me all the time about how she would want to try and get away from a lot of things. She's a musician. She's been doing it professionally now for a little over a decade. You know, it's something that's similar, but, you know, technically I should have you guys sign an NDA when I say this, but I've actually got a movie coming up soon, too.
What kind of movie?
It's an action, think like like back in Vito would know an awful lot more about this. You know, like the early 21st century action romp kind of style thing. It's got a bit of comedy, it's got a bit of romance, it's got a bit of action. It's also like this weird noir cyberpunk style thing, but I can't really say much more on it because if I do, the producer will shoot me. So,
Are you acting there?
yeah, the movie's already done. I just need to. They're doing all the editing and putting stuff together and putting together a marketing campaign and all that sort of stuff. So,
When Nathan mentions action movie, Stan visibly perks up, and Stan will say, "Click, click, 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 click." He'll point to himself, "Click, click, 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 click," and he's just kind of doing this, the two of you together, click, click, and then he just kind of, majestically puts his hands on his hips, superhero-like.
that would be kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't really know if I'll actually do a movie again. It was interesting, but I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe in time they'll make a movie about our story.
Maybe we can act ourselves.
Click, 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 click.
That would be interesting.
Actually, I've been I've been doing his clicks wrong because I think we said that in
He's
his
grunting.
accent, he sounds like he's Batman.
Yeah.
So he's actually been grunting. My apologies. He's been grunting this entire time.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, Salo's translator doesn't seem to be picking it up. As far as Salo knows, he's just grunts. He communicates in grunts for some reason.
And everyone else can understand him for some reason, but you know.
And everyone can understand it for some reason. It'll be at this time that you guys finally dock, I guess, at the estate, and Broto will open the doors first for Salo. Open the door of the stretch.
Yep. So we'll get out, and I'll show them into the estate.
Nathan, there's a pool.
Don't do it, Vito. Don't do it.
Everything is grand and very well decorated, because of course is where Meridi lives. So furnishings are just down to the nines, but practical. So that's her thing, is that Meridi wants to show that things can be functional and practical, but still look pretty. Like you don't have to be mutually exclusive about those kind of things. So he'll take you through some of the rooms, And eventually, you'll hear the little scampering of feet, and some voices call out, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy!"
Be like,
as these two girls approach.
be like, yes, little ones, Daddy is home. We'll scoop him up.
We'll say that one of the girls is dressed in yellow. We'll say that's Losa. And Mala is dressed in... actually, Losa's more of a chartreusey. I'll say chartreuse, which is like a yellow-green, I think. Losa's in a chartreuse because this is Meridi's kids, so of course chartreuse would be a thing for them, not yellow. And then we'll say that Mala is in sort of like a magenta, I would say, a magenta colored outfit. And
Purplish red.
yes, purplish red versus yellowish green. So they will hug their father as Salo picks them up, maybe.
Yep, I'll pick him up. I'll spin him around. Then I'll put him back down on the ground and be like, Daddy has some presents for you.
Presents, yay!
And Broto will be carrying them, and I'll just have Broto come over, and he'll give them all of the things that Nathan brought.
Nathan's just standing in the background with the hood up, making like trying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you have your... Okay, you have the hood up?
Yeah.
Oh my, she says, Mala, look! It's Biotoball shirts. Look, he says, that's... Is it like Nathan's jersey? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Or is
it's
it
like
just-
the practice jerseys, like the jerseys you'd wear warm up and all that. It's the practical
All right.
ones.
That's for the wolves.
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy, thank you.
Well, I have it from your mother's authority that these are from Nathan himself.
Nathan Calgan?
That
Nathan Calgan?
That's right, and if you two are good, maybe real soon you can see him.
How you get... Did you buy Nathan Calgan?
Nathan has to like cover his mouth from laughing so hard.
No. You know that you've asked me to purchase the wolves before. I don't think it is quite the financial decision that the
Aww.
company should make.
But we promised to share him. Yeah, I can have Nathan Calgan in my room half the time, Monday through Friday, and Losa can have him on the weekends.
Nathan is all of a sudden feeling incredibly awkward. He's like, I want to leave. Let me out through the front door now so I can jump off this rock.
Now. Don't get too excited. You don't want to embarrass him when you meet him.
What's embarrass?
Make him feel awkward.
Oh.
What's awkward?
Oh.
What I am feeling right now.
The girls will try to put the jersey on them. Assuming they're going to be really, really big for them, or are they
No,
actually
that-
sized for?
They'll put them on, but they're too big, and then they will shrink to fit them.
Oh,
Oh, that's so cool! Neat. She says, "Yes, really cool. We should go and try them in the Bayada Ball playroom."
Yes. Why don't you girls go do that?
I said, "Okay. We'll play really good, and maybe we can see Mr. Nathan Callaghan."
Maybe it depends on what your nanny has to say to me.
Oh, okay. We'll go and be good. Come on, Losa. And then Mala will follow. And they will scamper off. Oh, they're so cute, Pip says.
Oh.
I was about to say the same. Adorable.
They are.
I feel super awkward.
Stan is actually going to run in the same direction as the kids as well, unless you stop him.
Stan, come on.
He says, pointing towards the Biota ball thing.
Maybe
Don't
maybe
worry.
we could go
You'll-
have some fun.
He'll look at
Oh,
Salo,
ask
like
him.
Nathan will... Yeah, look at Salo.
I think it is best if maybe we all stick together. We do have important things to discuss.
Ah,
Maybe later.
Your friend also interests me.
He stands up and puts his hands on his hips.
It gives me an idea.
He takes his left hand and he like makes his cape flap because there's no wind. So he just does this as if the cape was flapping in the wind.
idea?
Well,
What do you mean by idea?
Just something about the way he communicates.
With grants?
he's unique.
Yes, it gives me an idea for something that I have been working on.
Oh,
Interesting to see if it works.
Salo has actually been making Bane in the background this whole time.
Salo will take you through his estate, and while you guys are walking, David is going to lean towards Nathan and say, Nathan, I don't like it here.
Why?
Something doesn't feel right. I don't feel comfortable around Mr. Vera.
oh,
Okay, we'll get this dealt with. We'll get you home, and we'll see how things go. Okay?
You promise?
I promise.
He will continue holding onto your wrist. Where do you take them, Salo?
So I'm going to take them to my study,
Okay.
where the entrance to my laboratory is.
Okay.
The one of my laboratories.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, I'll take them through the study and just I'll push like a button on the desk, and like one of the walls will slide away, and there's stairs going down.
oh, this
I'll be
looks
like-
similar to the other place we were before.
This
I don't
this-
know if you're Batman or if you're like, what's the other guy's name? Oh crap!
Bruce Wayne.
No, Bruce Wayne or what's the other guy who does like all of his stuff in secret? That doesn't matter. Are you sure?
Harry
you
the
can-
Platypus.
Yes, you're Harry the Platypus. Hey,
I
just
should have
be.
something like that for my home.
This is where the NDA kicks in from this point forward.
Should we make you sign one? Maybe
So
we'll...
what exactly do we sign? Do you have a contract already written up, or is this a handover?
Oh yeah, I
of
just
this
kind of
sort
assumed we did that back at the boardroom.
Yeah. Stan goes into his pack and he pulls out a actual Batman comic where he actually flips open to a page, and the mechanism that makes the wall turn is pretty much almost an exact copy of what he's showing in the comic book. And he looks very excited right now.
I guess this is
Yeah,
kind of fun.
I think
Like,
your
I
actual
see
name
you're a
is
fan
Bruce
of
Wayne,
comics
so-
too.
Click. He says, pointing at the comics.
That's where I got the idea.
It's now Stan's turn to fangasm.
Well, fair enough. Nathan will sign up his NDA and do all that sort of stuff.
Yep, and I'll lead them down into the laboratory.
So Salo will go first, and I don't know who will. Who can you tell me like what the marching order is? Like, just humor me. Salo will go first, and BR0 will be right behind him. Who's going next?
Vito, probably.
Vito will go next.
Yeah,
We'll go
since David's not the biggest fan of either of them, Nathan's going to try and stay as far away from him as possible to help keep David comfortable.
So you'll be last.
Yeah, if possible.
Okay. As you guys are going down, Gimmick. I'm sorry.
Pip is coming with us.
Pip is probably going to be one of the more front people if possible,
Okay.
because she definitely wants to see this lab. Is Gimmick going to be following Pip?
Yeah.
Okay. Nathan, you will start to walk down, but then you feel David like clench your wrist, and he just stays put. Like he anchors himself, like preventing you from going down.
What is it, David?
He holds up his hand. I hear voices down there. Many, many voices. I don't like... I don't want to go down there, Nathan.
Nathan will very slowly nod. Okay.
Please don't make me go down there.
I'm not gonna make you do anything, David. What will we do? Nathan like rubs his face with his free hand. What do we do?
You guys will probably notice that Nathan or David hasn't followed you. Just, I don't know if Salo notices, but definitely Vito and Gimmick will notice.
There is something wrong?
The voices are back. He can hear them. There's more down there, and I don't want to.
Did Gimmick come back upstairs again?
Yeah.
Okay, Gimmick will come back. Does Vito come back, or does he just keep going?
Yeah, Vito's gonna come back, like excuse himself and like
Okay.
go back up for a second.
We'll just say for right now, Salo doesn't notice, but Pip will keep going.
Oh.
Well, Pip doesn't. I don't think Pip is paying much attention,
Yeah.
so she doesn't notice that you guys went back upstairs, and Stan isn't really paying attention either.
Okay.
Because he's like, this is Batman's cave. He's very much, oh, I can't wait to see Batman's cave. So, yeah, you'll come back upstairs and you'll see that Nathan is up there, and David, it looks white in the face.
There is something wrong?
He can hear things again.
I understand you because I can also hear them, but there is something about these voices that make you feel bad because I don't feel anything.
I don't want to go back.
Back where?
He doesn't respond.
It's okay. I don't think we are going to have any problems down there. What do you feel when you look at me?
He looks in your direction. You're a VI.
Yes. And do I make you feel anxiety?
He'll shake his head.
Okay, so what if I told you that I'm not really a VI?
He steps back a little bit, still clenching onto Nathan's wrist.
So, did anything change in me from one moment to the other?
He will say, I don't know.
Well, I don't feel any different. I think I'm the same. The only thing that changed is your perception of me.
And if you were to tell me you're not a VI, I now know something that I didn't know before.
Yes?
I would have known that you were lying.
I didn't tell anything about what I am. I just was me, and I tried to be me the best way I could. You were feeling bad. I tried to make you feel better. I didn't do it because I was expecting anything of it. I just did it because I thought it was the best for you. I don't really care what I am. I am.
What are you?
I want to be your friend.
David will look towards Nathan's direction. He still clearly looks very scared. And he does not seem to trust Gimmick very much for some reason right now.
Nathan will like incentivize David to not hold his wrist, but to hold his hand. And then we'll turn to Gimmick and say, Gimmick, you mentioned that you scanned David earlier and you could see stuff. Can you
feel.
Stop that transmission?
I could I could stop it from happening, or I could replace it for something else.
Even if you stop it, I already know it's there. I already know it's down there.
What's down there?
The voices. They feel familiar. The voices.
Oh.
I heard them before, and I'm hearing them again, but it's impossible for me to hear those again.
Were they bad?
Wait,
Yes.
David, do you mean what I think you mean?
He looks at you, and there's like tears like coming down his eyes. His eyes are watering. I don't know. I'm really scared, Nathan.
Okay.
Nathan will like turn around and shout down the stairwell. Vera, get back up here. Now.